So we're back with the new Springfield Prodigy comp. It is the 4.25 model. I have a love-hate relationship with this gun, as I do most double stack 1911s, 2011s. They're hit and miss as far as reliability goes. I mean, I've had some that tack drivers and never had a malfunction, and then out of nowhere they'll start acting funny. And one thing you need to note with if you have a double stack 1911 or 2011 is don't be shy on the oil. These guns want to run really, really wet, so just keep an eye on that. Make sure all your surfaces are well lubricated. But I've had a couple of funny issues with this that I wanted to bring up in case anybody else has had this issue. So right out of the box, cleaned off all the factory assembly lube, lubed it back up with the extreme oil from Lucas. I've not had any issues with that oil in the past. I'm probably going to switch it up here soon, looking for new lubricants and see what runs best in different guns, but it worked fine. For the purpose, it was really lubricated, felt fine. Brand new, haven't done any changes, and at the range, I kept getting a dead trigger. So as I was saying, I would have a dead trigger experience where it wasn't hammer following. My hammer wasn't down. My hammer was still back as if that had reset, but the trigger didn't reset. That was when I had the factory trigger in. Since then, I've sanded off some of those grooves, make it a little smoother, feel less in your finger. But now it's switched up. Didn't think anything of it. Figured maybe it's a quote break-in period, which I know that's a real hot button issue in the gun community. As for, is there a break-in period? Should it be necessary? Should these manufacturers be giving us guns out of the box that don't need to be broken in? They're already broken in, or does it even need to be broken in? Regardless, I thought, well, I'll give it some time. Since then, the only thing that I've done is this has a 12-pound recoil, the mainspring that came in it, and a trigger, as well as, I put a magwell on it, but yeah, the only thing I've done is swap out the trigger, I didn't swap a sear or nothing. It is purely the trigger and the bow. Swapped it out for the red dirt. It feels really nice. Took a little bit of fitting, not much. And I had swapped out the recoil spring. And today, I used this. It is a toolless guide rod. I got it from Ben Stoker Pro Shop. I'll pull up the receipt and leave a link to it just so everybody can have it. I wanted to have this so that I could do some recoil spring tuning on the fly. So I could swap out the standard recoil, the guide rod that came with it. And it felt good at home, but I noticed one funny issue, and I don't know how it is related, but it is only when I use this guide rod. So first thing to note is that the plug there doesn't work in the Prodigy. Pop this boy out for you guys. So yeah, the plug there does not work in this slide. Do a little breakdown real quick, off camera. I don't want YouTube getting on me about some silly shit. Awesome. So let's take out our standard guide rod and I'll show you exactly what's happening, because maybe one of you guys can let me know in the comments. So first thing I notice is reverse plug that came with it. This one it sticks a little bit further back, right? That little ledge that you have there. And it does not want to fit up in there. You can see you have this little bit of space. So it wasn't working well. It would stop, of course, when this is hitting there. And short stroke, I didn't actually fire it with that in. So instead what I had done is I was like, oh, okay, well, this works fine. Does it catch up on it? Sure it does. So I'll just use the standard reverse plug. Throw that boy in there. And it worked. It goes in fine. Here, I just left it in there, you can see. So it works, goes in fine. Now, here's the issue I had, and I'm going to show you guys the issue, the malfunction that it was doing. Because hopefully, I don't hope that anybody's having this issue, but damn it, if you are, please help point me in the right direction. Help a brother out right now, because I really liked that, being able to swap my springs out in a hurry and not being able to now. It wasn't a lot of fun. But I'm just gonna drop this out. So you can see with that reverse plug, that guide rod works. That's fine, it locks in there. Slowly put it in there. We got a lap spring. I'm not gonna shoot that some bitch across the room. Release it. Awesome. All is well. No hang up there. Everything should be good, theoretically. So I'm gonna put this guy back together. Slip in my pin. Okay, so it's in. This is a guide rod that came with it. We have since swapped it to the toolless guide rod for a 4.25. It is for this gun. And let me grab a snap cap. Let me show you what's going on. Just have one snap cap. So I have a couple of rounds in here right now, with the snap cap on top of these, only because I don't want it to be the second to last round or even the very last, because I've noticed I've had a couple of issues with that. But right, I'm gonna lock it open as it would if we were at the range. Last round, the bolt is held open, not bolt hold open, but the gun is open. Slide lock works. I'm gonna put it in the magazine that has round in it. So when I pull, I should be able to pull the slide back and release this. And it's not, it wants to get hung up. Now, mind you, when I was using this at the range, the problem I had was it would lock open. I would put in a round. Whenever I would pull this, it would not release here. Now, of course, sitting on my bench at home when I'm not at the range, it's working fine. So what had happened was every single time this was back, or slide was back, I'd insert a magazine. I couldn't pull it to release it. I would pull it back and it would just still stay locked up. I could release it here perfectly fine, the slide release, but it would also hold itself open on every single shot. Full magazine. I tried both magazines. I tried another Checkmate magazine. And I cannot wrap my mind around what could possibly be happening inside of here that is making this lock open after every shot. And even before then, when I got it out of the box, it locked open with one round in the magazine every single time. Never once since I've owned this gun has it ever fired completely through the magazine the last round. Somebody talk to me. Let me know if anybody else has had this issue with this gun, because I love the gun. I mean, of course I love the gun. I spent $1,700 on this gun. So I love it. I want to make it work. It feels great when it does work. It's so soft. I mean, it's, of course, a 2011. It's super modular. You can customize the hell out of it. The only things that I really want to do to this, I already did a trigger job. It's super light trigger work, nothing crazy. I'm just going to swap the mainspring probably to a 17, 10 pound up here. I usually like to do either a 19 and a 12 or a 17 and a 12. That seems to be sort of the standard. But I read online there's a lot of guys who like to do a 17 and even as low as a 9. So I've seen them lower, but I don't know if I really want to go that low. I feel like it just gets abrupt back there. Just feel like I'm slamming the slide backwards and it's bringing me up. I'm resetting fine, but I don't know. I just feel like the recoil is a lot more abrupt that way. I don't have enough resistance to slow down the recoil. Regardless, if I find a solution, I will let you guys know. If you guys have had this issue and you know a solution, goodness, please let me know in the comments. But as for now, I'm just going to stop running the toolless guide rod. Of course, right now at home on the bench, no problems. But out in the range, I'm having issues with it. And I have no idea how the guide rod could be interfering with my slide lock. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a coincidence that I swapped the guide rod and it started working again here at the house. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think.